Floch Forster is definitely one of the best characters that were introduced into Attack on Titan later in the series since Yeager. He's the definition of the most human character in the entire show. Compared to the entire cast, which has some sort of special ability, some special personality trait, he's the definition of the average human, the person who's just chilling, who's getting by, who's just trying to make it. And it was phenomenal the way in which he was executed, his transformation, and how he operates in every single situation, very difficult situation that he is put into. Let's consider the first time where we come across Floch Forster. He is in a very, very difficult situation, and it seems he is in his first campaign with the scouting regiment, and he's definitely not in for an easy task. They are going to finally go into the final battle between the humans and the Titans. It is Eren, the rest of the crew, all of them up against Zeke, Bertolt, and Reiner. A very, very difficult fight awaits them. As they continue with this battle, a whole lot of interesting and exciting things happen. But the first time in which we actually see Floch Forster in a more significant way is during Erwin's speech to go ahead and cavalry rush the Beast Titan in order for Levi to get a decent opportunity to be able to cut him down. Throughout this absolutely amazing speech, which I would absolutely recommend you go and watch again just for fun, particularly the English sub version, because wow, they do a phenomenal job. It was great in the manga, and it was definitely a whole lot better when we were able to see it down here in the anime. It's a great experience, it's a great fight, very sad, but the first time that we see Floch Forster, he's acting in a way that, I'll be honest with you, I would personally act, and if we're absolutely being honest, he's acting in a way a whole lot of other people will act. If humans are put in a difficult, very tumultuous situation, most people are willing to do whatever it takes to survive. And you can clearly see this through Floch's identity, his motivation, and in the way in which he operates. He questions Erwin, why should we still do it? Aren't we just going to die anyway? And Erwin says yes, like a G. But because Floch has that trust, he trusts and he tries to fight. That's why he became a scout. That's why he became a soldier. He has that heart, and he ends up going to fight for his nation. And by a stroke of luck, he's one of the 2 people to survive that crazy ordeal. Then next comes the next part, when he is able to find that Erwin Smith is still alive. There is an opportunity to actually have a fighting chance in this war. Floch Forster does the most human and realistic thing that we would do in absolutely any situation. Who are we saving? Are we saving a child? Or are we saving the bloody leader of the scout regiment, who has been tried and tested to be successful? Without a doubt, he is the most influential and successful leader that Paradise and Eldia have absolutely had. You know, he delivers. He is definitely laying on a pile of bodies throughout his multiple conquests and all of the plans, his crazy plans, his tries, all of these things that he's gone through. But without a doubt, he still provides results. And Floch Forster is able to identify that, resonate with that, and realize we are in a tough situation, bro. We can't go off potential. We can't go off the potential of Armin. Come on, dog. Lives on the line, bro. My life is on the line. My family back home's life is on the line. Our entire nation's sanity, lives are on the line. We have to save it. We have to give ourselves the highest probability of success. So saving Erwin for him was the obvious choice. Now, when it came over to the celebration ceremony, when Hitch comes over and talks to the scouts after that crazy battle there in Shiganshima, Floch is the only one to keep it 1,000. He is the only one to keep it 1,000 that he probably regretted being there. He's the only one to keep it 1,000. Yo, dude, everybody else thinks it. Why were you the one saved? And I'll be honest with you, bro. I absolutely agree. If I'm on one of the higher ups in the military in Eldia, in the Island of Paradise, I'm saying, yo, what is wrong with Levi, bro? Like, what the hell is going on? Why would he save some nobody kid when he could have saved the most successful general in, Eldia's history? Like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, it's ridiculous, bro. It's like saving, you have an option. And this was something that was brought up by also a Heavenly Controller, bro. He brought up this really, really good point. It's like saving Jaden Smith instead of Will Smith. Now, yeah, okay, this example definitely works a whole lot better if you, before the whole slap incident. But it's like saving Will Smith instead of like saving Jaden Smith over Will Smith. Sure, Jaden Smith definitely has a huge amount of potential. We've seen his acting career, we've seen his music career, he's got some potential, but Will Smith is tried and tested. We know what he's going to do. We know what he can provide. He's great. He's amazing. He can do a whole lot of things, and we know he's going to deliver. Jaden is still untried, untested. The last time he really had an interesting project or showed a really great performance was many years ago, and we're not sure if he's actually going to deliver on those promises. So, yeah, saving Erwin Smith was the most human thing to do. And some people will say, yo, bro, but like it's Armin, it's Armin, But we have to think about it, guys. In a human context, humans are imperfect. Humans can be cruel, ruthless, all of these things. And it's a mirror image of our real world. It's cruel, hardness, dark, grungy, all of the horrible things that happen in the world. And we have to do whatever it takes to survive. We have to employ and use harsh, horrible tactics in order to secure the survival of our people. Now let's jump forward a couple of years in Attack on Titan and go into after the attack on Liberia. Erenyeager has just launched an absolutely devastating attack on Mali. Willie Typer declared war, and Eldia made sure to make the first attempt and attack. And after this entire revelation happens, we find out that Eren has been moving alone alongside Yeager and able to gain full control of the rumbling, getting control of a royal titan and having the founding titan that Erenyeager already has. And if we consider that battle, if we isolate that battle alone and consider it, that was a huge W for the new Eldian Empire. They were finally able to do a huge blow for Mali and finally get revenge for all the Elves that they've been taking over the years. And because of that, we find out that Eren's been moving alone. The higher ups aren't vibing with him anymore. He's going rogue. They can't control him anymore. They're seeing him as a threat. What does Floch Forster say? What do some other sensible members of the army and the scout regiment say? Yo, we're riding with my boy. I'm riding with Erenyeager. He took the necessary steps to ensure that our people's future is secured. What are you guys doing? You guys are still fumbling around with negotiations. You guys are still trying to get things happening. Oh, let's try and negotiate with Mali. Let's try and make something happen. What Floch Forster isn't is naive. Floch Forster is absolutely far from being naive. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. Of course, negotiation would absolutely be the best way to deal with this very difficult situation. But let's be honest with you, bro. Negotiation was never an option. Collusion or any sort of compromise was never an option. Mali and the rest of the world view Eldians as monsters and threats that will always exist against their own society. So such a reality or population or peace honestly seems unfeasible. And Erenyeager saw this, Floch Forster saw this, and the many other Yeagerists saw this and realized that peace was never an option. So since we've come to this conclusion, we can realize that the Eldian Empire is put into a very difficult situation. A very difficult one. And out of all of the characters in the entire cast, other than Erenyeager, Floch is moving in a way that is the most human-like. He is willing to do anything that will secure the survival of his people. He has no ties to these other people. He has no ties to these other countries. He has no ties to the Eldians in the internment zone because they hate them as well. They've got no friends. And I'll be honest with you, even the Eldians in the internment zones don't have that much hope, because as soon as the power of the Titans becomes obsolete, best believe the Malians will eventually genocide the rest of them incrementally and make sure that there are no Eldians left. They definitely have no hope. So the only future that the Eldians have is to defeat the enemy, is to trust in erenyeager and then to trust in the power of the rumbling. One of the biggest issues that I had in Attack on Titan was how all of the other characters immediately supported the alliance. All of the main cast immediately supported to go against what Eren is doing. Now understand this. I am not somebody who supports or promotes using genocide as a tool. I don't think it's a good thing. But you got lemons. The lemons have been squished. You got to make lemonade. You have to make something out of a bad situation. If the Eldians do nothing, they will be eradicated. If Marley does nothing, they're not going to do that because there's hatred. That hatred isn't going away. You could be like, we could just leave each other alone. Bro, they literally declared war against your nation. And somebody such as Floch Forster identified that and was like, okay, bet, let's take care of business and let's remove these enemies. So, in my personal opinion, Floch Forster going up against the government because they're moving too slow. And this is an issue with the government in real life. Our governments most of the time move too slow against these various issues. So Floch Forster's like, hell nah, we're going to take over the nation ourselves. We're going to ride with erenyeager. He has the power to be able to take over this nation. And he has the power to be able to defeat the enemies that have and bring our imminent doom. So Floch Forster's like, I'm riding with my boy. We're going to arrest Hans. You're going to arrest the rest of the scouts. We're going to take care of business. You heard? So he took care of business. And that's how he operates. Throughout his entire journey, he tries and takes over and does whatever needs to be done to ensure that his people survive. True freedom. Eren wants true freedom for his people. Floch wants true safety for his people. So it only makes sense for them to work together to reach this goal. I definitely do think his ultimate demise was definitely sad, how the scouts ended up dispatching of them. What defeats me is that I think in this final arc, the scouts lack empathy for characters such as Floch and the other Yeagerists. The Alliance would simply kill them in cold blood because of their ideals. How can you kill patriots? How can you kill people who want to protect your home and want to protect your people and want to protect your nation? And this is why Attack on Titan is a very good show. No one is truly in the right. It's a very gray area that we're working in this series. So you have to choose, who do you like more? Who do you want to survive? But either way, only one side has a chance of winning or surviving this imminent war. And that's simply the situation that we're in. A very difficult one. And Floch is definitely, without a doubt, the most human character in Attack on Titan, because he's willing to do whatever it takes to survive. Okay guys, those are my thoughts on Floch Forster in Attack on Titan. Like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me your thoughts down there in the comments, bro. Let's have a dialogue. Let's have a conversation down there. Do you support me? Are you down with Floch Forster, or are you against him? Are you somebody who supports the Alliance perspective? Are you someone who just can't support genocide regardless of the circumstances? Tell me your thoughts down there in the comments. We used to have a whole lot of these discussions way back in the day over on Titan Folk on Reddit over there before we had the end, and we had a definite great time having a number of these discussions. And tell me your thoughts down there in the comments, what you think, and let's have a dialogue. Yeah, more anime videos, more anime and gaming videos are on the way, so subscribe to the channel. A whole lot of more content on the way. Take it easy, gent, and enjoy the rest of your day.